This is What's Wild in New Hampshire by wildlife biologist Eric Orr. Hey, this afternoon I've got the final deer call-in number. Now, this number is generated by conservation officers calling the registration stations, and they did on December 16th last week, the day after the regular archery season stopped. So this is the final call-in. This number may vary a little bit depending on how many slips come in and are edited or corrected, but as of right now, the 19th of December, 2022, the New Hampshire deer kill for the 2022 season is 13,987. 13,987. That is the third highest take on record. Of course, the highest take came in 1967 with 14,204 deer being taken. And the last time, so this is the third highest. 3 years ago, there was a take of just over 14,000, I think 14,113. So this at 13,987 is the third highest on record since 1922. So let me go on to read what Becky Fuda, the deer project leader from New Hampshire Fish and Game, has to say about this last call-in number. Again, it's the unofficial New Hampshire deer kill for 2022. It will be edited, and you never can tell. A deer slip or two might be hanging up someplace and will be found. So it could change by a very few, likely not very many. So let's see. Data from the previous final figures are by county below. Okay. The estimated 2022 statewide harvest of 13,987 is an increase of 11% from the 2021 take final kill of 12,551, and is 15% higher than the 10-year average of 12,144. Based on the 2020 total, represents the second highest kill in the last 10 years and the third highest since the state's history going back to 1922. A summary of the actual kill by wildlife management units compared to previous years will be done, and hopefully here she says should be final by early January. So hopefully the very most accurate and final number will be in by early January. So let's look at some numbers by county, and there's quite a bit of change from the last 2 or 3 call-ins that we've had. I mean, almost every one of those call-ins, except for the last one, the take by county was up in all 10 counties. Although I think the last call-in on late November, it was down in Rockingham County, but this final call-in shows it down in several counties. So Belknap County, the take is 913 versus 725 last year, up by 26%. Carroll County, 780 versus 778 last year. Big a jump in Cheshire County, 1,294 versus 1,185. That was a 9% increase. A 27% increase in Caws County at 825 versus 649 last year. A jump of 19% in Grafton County at 2,103 versus 1,764 last year. The big jump happened in Hillsborough County. Hillsborough County up 69% at 2,875 versus 1,698 last year. So a really big jump in Hillsborough County, up 69% in the 2022 season. Now here's some numbers that surprise me. Merrimack County is actually down by 23% based on these call-ins at 1,196 versus 1,557 last year. And Rockingham County is down by 12% at 2,112 versus 2,292 last year. Stratford County is down by 5% at 1,039 versus 1,088 last year. And the final county, Sullivan County, is actually up 17% at 950 versus 815 last year, for a total this year of 13,987, up 11% from 12,551 last year. So a third highest deer take in New Hampshire on record, based going back to 1922. Substantial numbers. We know our deer herd over the last 40 years has grown from just over 40,000 deer to over 100,000 deer today. And this was a deer season with no snow, almost statewide. Very little snow over most of New Hampshire the entire deer season this year. Had we had some snow, that 217 difference between the record in 1967 and the take of 13,987 this year, I think would have disappeared. We would have had a new record deer kill if we'd had any snowfall to speak of here during the entire deer season. So yeah, no snow. Despite that, third highest deer kill on record here in New Hampshire. A very successful deer hunting season for Granite State hunters. Good job, guys, and a safe season. We had no hunting accidents to speak of, according to the Colonel Jordan. So a very safe and successful 2022 deer season here in New Hampshire. That's what's wild in New Hampshire.